So basically what we're going to cover, what we're doing every Monday now, we try to, not try, we are doing it. There is a different subject and different lectures every time. And then next Monday we're taking a break, and then we start the meditation for 4 weeks. That's what we're doing, okay? So just to let you know, the meditation, it's a special course that I'm going to focus, with the help of God, all my power, on mostly meditation. Meditation. That will be mostly what it is. As most people ask me to do that, and I had to wait with that until a certain time that there's permission from above. All right, so we're going to talk tonight about why there is evil, basically, why there is evil in the world. What is evil? Where does evil come from? So it's very, very important. And of course, the best place to start is where evil first met human, which is in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, and the snake. I couldn't find a better understanding to that than Rav Ashlag explanation of what exactly happened with the snake and what was the purpose of the snake. Now, where did I find that explanation? Rav Ashlag, before he wrote the book, the famous book, Talmud Esra Sfirot, 10 Numerous Examination, what they call it in English, he wrote this book. Okay, and he called it Etz HaChaim. So this book is explanation on Rabbi Isaac Luria, but it was explanation that didn't make good job according to the people. It was perfect according to Rav Ashlag, but it didn't capture the audience, if you want. Okay, so it's the same thing, like Etz HaChaim, everything. So explanation that he do it, but it must be wrote, is perfect here. But what he did as an introduction here is what happened in the Garden of Eden. So I found it fascinating, and I'm here to share it with you. What exactly took place in the Garden of Eden? What happened with the snake? What's the story? Because if you study well the story, you know that there is a lot of, something is wrong with that story. I mean, something is off. What's going on? I mean, God creating the snake, and the snake come to do the apple or the wheat or the grapes. I mean, what is going on? Just, So let's understand. So I'm reading, again, tonight we need to understand the evil in the world, why there is evil, okay? And is evil, most people who are calling themselves evil think they are in control, but we know they're not in control. And that's the most stupid things to say. When I get angry, I'm in control. When I get jealous, I'm in control. When I want to hit somebody, I'm in control. You're not. Nobody's in control. Evil is never in the control of a human being. Once you become evil, that's why there is no evil human being. There is human being that's used by evil forces. But there never will be evil human being on this planet. You just have to talk to a person. You have to see the evil with them if they act evil. But it's not them, the evil. They've just been used for 80 years, 60 years, and then garbage, grave, next person. It's like the movie from, it's called Fallen. It's an old movie with Denzel Washington, that the evil moved from one person to another. I don't know if you ever saw this movie. It's scary, not for everybody, but it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Yeah. So let's understand. Let's understand how tricky was the snake, say Rav Ashlag. Asher Chazal, the sages, the Chachamim, הוסיפו לדעני אשר הסמך מהם היה מתלבש בו. The sages are teaching us in the Zohar, in Kabbalah, that the dark Lord, if you want to call it, what you call Satan, Lucifer, Samech Mem, Sam, there's many names according to Kabbalah, was dressing within the snake. So it was not even the snake. It was the dark Lord was using the snake. והיינו בפני שגברו דבריו מאוד. We have to admit that what the snake said to Adam and Eve was kind of wise advice. If you read it, we cannot just ignore it. So let's see what he did. The first thing that you got to check, Sarah Vashlag, you have to go back to Genesis. And you have to say, what is the first words come out of his mouth? Out of his mouth, out of his, tongue. When he meet, who did he meet first? Eve. Very good. So from here we learn, the first word somebody is telling you, tell a lot about them. Okay? When people speak, you know a lot about what's really going on. 99% is in the talk. People don't talk, you got a problem. You cannot figure them out. That's why the quiet ones are very smart and dangerous until they open their mouths, then they can become stupid and just no. So that's what the mouth is, everything. So it say, the first word he say to Eve, he used the word af. Af, this is how you write af. Af mean in regular Hebrew, even, or because of, okay? Because of, or even God say this and this and that, I think that it's still okay to do it. So use the word even. But af also mean what? Af mean also nose. Nose represent anger. If you look at the Bible, it says about God that God get angry from his nose. So that's how they say that. So the word af has to do with even, nose, anger, said to us Rav Ashlag. But Rav Ashlag is relating to the word of af from anger point of view. So you say, af ki amar Elokim lo tochlu. Even God say you shouldn't eat from the entire garden. Now listen carefully. God never said that you should not eat from the entire garden. So the beautiful of that, when you hear the lecture later at home, I want you to open Genesis and go words by word, and you will be shocked how much you miss from the story. So he said to Eve, even if God said do not eat from the tree from any of the tree, פירוש שנכנס לי בדברים להיות שהשאלה תצטווה מפי הקדוש ברוך הוא. Say Rav Ashlag, why did he even go to Eve? Because if you look at the story, Eve never talked to God. It was Adam that talked to God. God was talking to Adam not to eat from the tree of knowledge. Did Eve get the command not to eat? Never. She was not even there. So it was a talk between Adam and God. So, what do you want from Eve? And the snake coming, now is start to have a conversation. ועל כן שאל אותה על דרכי הבירור. So he was asking her to see if she know what's going on. כלומר, מאין תדע? How would she know, like what he said to her, how would you know that the tree of knowledge really, it's not allowed to be eaten? You weren't there when God talked to your husband. You understand? So he started playing the game. אולי נאסרו לכם גם כל פירות הגן. He say, maybe when he said to her, God said don't eat from any of the trees in the garden. God never said that. He only said eat from any fruit you want, but just one tree you have to skip. So he said to her, maybe God meant you shouldn't eat from none of the fruit in the garden. ותאמר האישה, the wife, the woman, approach the snake, say, no, we allowed to eat from all the trees of the garden. She was strong, very nice. But from the tree of knowledge, we're not allowed to eat, and we're not allowed to touch. Now, problem is that God never said to Adam, don't touch it. What happens? You become a little bit more religious. When people become more religious, it's the same thing like they did the sin. Same thing, doesn't matter. You want to give them extra. You want to do extra. Why are we follow the words of God? Because we follow the words of God. What if the words of God will not make sense? So then you wouldn't follow. So you don't follow God. You follow what makes sense to you. So you don't follow spirituality. You follow whatever is working for you. So that's nothing to do with God. What do you want from God then? So when a person becomes totally fanatic, that's not the word of God. Person not follow what God asked him to do, that's not what God. So whatever you are fanatic, overly fanatic, or not follow anything at all, it's exactly the same thing. No different. Because you are here to connect to the Creator. You are here to connect to God. You are here to connect to the Spirit of God. That's it. There is a goal for every human's life. Why there is so many books of halakha, laws, Talmud, Zohar? What is those books? It's clarification or different opinion of what God meant. But everybody agree we are here to do it because God, knowing what's better for us, because there is a big picture, and He would like suggest to have a better life. So now He's saying, well, let's say you're into kosher food. So if you are into kosher food, listen, I love kosher organic chicken. It's very healthy for me. So now if it's not very healthy for you, wouldn't you follow it? So that means that what Eve did here, Eve said, I'm not allowed to eat from the tree, and I'm not allowed to touch the tree. Because God said we will die. So let's see what Eve did. So first we know she fell. So already snake won. How the snake won? Because the snake want her to disconnect from what? From the Creator. Very simple. ועל מה הוסיפה בסוג ב' כי הטילה ספק בדברי השם יתברך חס ושלום שהשם יתברך אמר מות תמותון והאישה אמרה פן תמותון. God said, if you eat from the tree of knowledge, you will die. Eve said, if you eat from the tree of knowledge or touch it, you might die. She said, you might die. So we have two problems. One, she become fanatic, touch it. Second, she said, you might. God said, you will definitely die. והאישה אמרה פן תמותון. Is it possible that you will suspicious Eve not to believe in God? Impossible. Because we are talking here before the sin of Adam and Eve. So if we talk about before the sin of Adam and Eve were equal to God. They were the highest level you can be. How can they even think about the sin? So she cannot lie, she cannot do bad thing. So we talk about perfect human being, perfect. So Rav Ashlag said, how can you even raise that idea? There is no evil in the world yet. There's no evil inside of us. How can even the person do a mistake? Did you understand? Okay. אמנם האישה ענתה לו על פי שאלת הנחש. Intellectually, say Rav Ashlag, we have to relate to the story. She was related to the snake question. ועל כן יודעה מה שעשה השם, כי כל עצי הדג מתוקים נחמדים, אומרים נכון שגם זה העץ אשר מתוקן, והייתה קרוב לנגיעה, והייתה בזה טעם קשה במוות. Rav Ashlag said, the Midrash, the story said, that she realized all the trees of the garden are sweet and amazing, but the tree of knowledge, she was a little bit close to it. There is many opinions on that. She was so close. Some opinions said that the snake pushed her a little bit. You know, there is many stories on that. And then she felt the tree of knowledge as energy of death in it. והיא שהוכיחה מעצמה שמצד הבירור שלה. So from her, בירור means sifting. The word בירור means sifting, but it can be translated differently. בירור means clarification. It was clear to her that the tree of knowledge include death within it. יש חשש מיתה. So there is opinion maybe to die. על הנגיעה, ולכן הוסיפה להבין במצוות האיסור, and that's why she becomes smarter with the forbidden fruit that she's not allowed actually even to touch. על מה ששמעה מבעלה, what she heard from who? From her husband. She never heard it from God. From her husband. Eve never been there. כי אין חכם כבעל ניסיון, ופון תמותון סובב על הנגיעה. So when she say we might die, she didn't mean about eating. She was meant about touching. So you get closer, say, ooh. So she said, oh my God, this is even, if you touch it, you die. But she didn't even talk about eating. She knew for sure it's not allowed. וכנראה שהתשובה הייתה מספקת לגמרי, כי מי יתערב יכחיש בחוש הטעם של חברו. So that's enough answer. If snake attacking, she answered the snake very well, politically correct, unbelievable. Should wash your hand. Problem is, snake doesn't want to go. It doesn't back off. What does the snake do next thing? אמנם הנחש הכחיש אותה. The snake said, no, let me talk to you. ויאמר, and that's what he told her. לא מות מתון, you will not die. כי יודע אלוקים, God know, God אלוקים. Not God Adonai or God Tachegamatan or God Ekeye. We talk about Elokim, the lowest level. כי יודע אלוקים, Elokim is in the level of physicality, מלכות. כי יודע אלוקים, Elokim know. ביום אוכלכם ממנו, the day they're going to eat from it, your eyes will be open. She's talking about death, and he's talking about the eyes will be open. יש לדייק, we have to be more exact here. מה עניין פקיחת עיניים לכאן? What is the point of opening the eyes? She's talking about death. He's talking about opening the eyes. אמנם כן הדבר חדש ונשגב אמנה, הודיע אותה שהוכיח להם שטיפשו אותו לחשוב שברא השם דבר המזיק לעולמו. The snake. We think we got the story with the snake. We got nothing. The snake said, are you judging God? Are you judging God? Be shame of yourself. Do you think that God will create something bad? Huh? That's an act. Huh? That's beauty. What a beauty. The snake said, are you out of your mind? Would you believe that the snake will create something that can kill people? No. No, it's impossible that God will do such a thing. והעבודה כלפי השם יתברך, אין דין הרג ומזיק, אלא זה המרירות, שתטמאו בו אפילו בקירוב נגיעה. So from God's point of view, there is no such a thing as bad thing. He wasn't lying. From God's point of view, if there is any bad, no, everything is perfect. Everything is perfect from God's point of view. הוא רק מצדכם. From your point of view, yeah, there is an issue. You know? להיות אכילה זו, הוא להעמיד אתכם על גובה מעלתכם, וכן לקדושה יתרה אתם צריכים. God never lied to you when he said don't eat it, because God knew you're not ready yet. And the time you will be ready, maybe then you can eat. But now, God knew that. Now he didn't lie, by the way. Just look at the beauty. The snake, the dark side, is always tell you 99% truth. Otherwise, it's not the dark side. If somebody tell you everything lie, they're weak, they're nothing. But the strong snake tell you 99% truth, poison. Poison. Tick, poison. That poison is the problem. Because the Merkava means the chariot, is the truth. The poison is within the true chariot. You understand? So it's all, remember how the snake works now. I want you to start system. The system of the snake is the closest system to spirituality. Snake is the one who's telling you to go do mitzvot, to go even give charity, go help and volunteer. And on the way there, he poisons you with ego. You understand? So the snake is a system. It's a very simple system. Let's finish this section. It's kind of long, and I have 6 more points to talk about. So here we go. So from your point of view, yeah. But if you will do, when you eat the fruit, only eat it for the sake of sharing, can you imagine the snake? Huh? Huh? Could be a good Kabbalah teacher, huh? What do you think? Huh? It's amazing, no? We look at the story totally different now. Like you think it was so easy, the test, right? The snake is bad guy, this good guy, let's wash the hand. What are you talking about? When the dark side come, you wear yarmulke, cross, Buddha, Muslim, everything. Can never go wrong. Can never go wrong. What do you think? The test that Joseph went through, Joseph the righteous, the woman that he almost slept with, looked exactly like his soulmate. Exactly. He knew how his soulmate was going to look like. He said, oh my God. So how can he not fall? The test of a human being is not an easy test. The test is that everything is perfectly proved according to spirituality. And look what it says. So if you do it for the sake of sharing, so then you came here to do what you meant to be. You are here to do nachat ruach liyotzro. Everything you receive for the sake of sharing. That's what God created you for. He didn't create you for something else. That's all what he did with you. ולפיכך הוא נדמה לכם כרע ומזיק. And that's why taking the tree of knowledge, it seemed like evil. It seemed like bad. But if you change your mind and you raise yourself spiritually, now when you eat the candy, let's say candy is the tree of knowledge, and you say, I don't want it, but you know what, I have to eat it because God wants to share it. Now I can fix it. That's what snake, wow, so spiritual, right? So now you will understand how holy you need to be to get closer to God. Look how beautiful, huh? What a package, what a speech, what a delivery. I want to see you as Adam and Eve not passing, not being able to say no to that. This wasn't about that Eve was weak. My God, how could you even think about it? He was the most powerful human being ever came to this world. This is it. He's the seed level. And I'm so happy to give this lecture before Rosh Hashanah, for all of those things happened on Rosh Hashanah. That's when it took place. That's exactly happened on the day of Rosh Hashanah. That story. Now you know why you do Rosh Hashanah every year, to fix it. אמנם ביום אוכלכם ממנו, פירוש, אם תהיה המסורת קדושה וטהרה, ברורה כיום, אז if you will eat it with the right consciousness, then you will be like God, knowing bad and knowing good, not the different. Because you will be able to sift, to have clarification between good and bad. כלומר, כמו שכלפי השם יתברך הוא ודאי מתוק בהשוואה גמורה. Because God is equal. God is endless. God is אין-סוף. Look at this thing, right? God is absolutely absolute. In the absolute, there is no bad and good. It's all good. So you want to reach the level of God, you have to work on yourself. כן יהיה לכם טוב והרע בהשוואה גמורה למתוק ועדן. Then God wants you to achieve that bad and good will be exactly the same. Isn't what we all teach you for all those years? What they teach you? Scary, right? I'm standing here, says, my snake talking? What's happening here? Right? ועדיין נשאר מקום לערער באמון הנחש, בגלל שהשבר לא הודיעו זה בעצמו לכאן. Now, say Ravash like this, that's the fascinating thing. So we still have to see if we can trust the snake, because what he say is correct. But can we trust him for one reason? What was the one reason that he did? We have a problem with what I teach you before. Did God ever send him to say that? Was that a mission from God? No. So you can tell the truth, but it's not in the name of God. It's considered like you say the wrong thing. You have to be chosen. Remember when we went to the Machpelah, those of you who've been with me this year, last year, I say the Machpelah, I repeat always the same message. Those people were chosen for the job. That's it. What about if they're good or bad? It doesn't matter if they're good or bad. No, forget. People look at people, oh, this guy's good, this guy's bad. They were chosen for the job. You need to be chosen. You're not being chosen, even if you do the right thing, you're not being chosen. So every time, God, please, I'm doing that. I hope that I'm being chosen by you. השם יתברך לא הודיע את זה בעצמו. עד כאן. הקדים הנחש ואמר, כי יודע אלוקים ביום אוכלכם ממנו, ונפקחו עיניכם. כלומר, מצד השם יתברך דבר יתר הוא. So Ravash like protecting the snake. He say, but he never say God sent them. It say that God know, not I. Say God know that the day you will eat from it, you will know different between good and bad. It doesn't say God send me or not send me, but it say God know, which means in God level he know. להודיעכם זאת, אותו יודע שאם תשימו לבכם, זה לא יכול לצאת לקדושה. By the way, you have to study that again and again, because that's how the evil control the world. Exactly in that style. That's the seed of the evil. So you always have to study. When there is evil in the world, wherever it is, that's how it works. Exactly how it works. ונפקחו עיניכם מעצמכם להביא גודל הרוממות שבו, כדאי שכמו מתיקות וידוע להפליא, ואם כן, אינו צריך להודיעכם, על כן יטביע בכם כוח המברר, לידע לתולדתכם עצמכם. The reason God, that's what he's telling you, that's a mistake, didn't come to you and told you that, because he gave you the כוח המברר, the power of sifting, the power of clarification, and that force of clarification can separate good from bad, bad from good. So he doesn't need to go and tell you this is bad, this is good, because by yourself you can actually do that. What happened right away? ותרא האישה כי טוב העץ למאכל. Right away the woman changed. Right away she looked at the tree differently. She changed her mind. The tree all of a sudden looked good. The tree looked perfect. God looked perfect. Everything looked perfect. וכי תאווה הוא לעיניים. And she felt there is passion she feeling, and she didn't trust his words. She went and ate by herself. So the reason she ate is not by trusting the steak. She ate to say, if he's a liar and he's wrong, I'm going to check it myself. Because what he say is actually truth, spirituality, that the whole idea is to say no and then say yes for the sake of sharing. So that makes sense. So I'm going to do it. So first she purified herself, perfect purification. So those of you who judge Eve, perfect. She reached the level of the ultimate tzaddikim. הקדישה את עצמה בקדושה יתרה לעשות נחת רוח להשם יתברך. And he said, Master of the world, I want nothing from you. So she said, I'm only going to eat it because I know I want to take for the sake of giving you pleasure. So beautiful. And nothing for my own goodness. You need to know she was at that level, that she can do it. Nothing for my own pleasure. שאז נפקחו עיניה כדברי הנחש ותרא שהכי טובה אצלה באכל. And then she saw that the tree is actually pure tree. It's sweet, it's good. And she started to feel the tree energy, she started to feel how sweet it is, she started to feel how you become smart. And she thought the snake is right because he was not lying, that the purpose that they were created for was for the tree of knowledge. By the way, it's not a lie. We all been created for one purpose, for the tree of knowledge. So we can fix the tree of knowledge. What does tree of knowledge mean? As good and bad in it. What is good and bad? We will reach a level that good and bad is no longer a different. That's the goal of humanity, just to let you know. The goal of humanity is not to remove bread of shame or to do restriction or this. The restriction, bread of shame, is to eventually get to a place that no more different between good and bad. That's the idea. So you just to remind yourself all the time. ואז אחר הפירורים אכלותי ולא תיקח מפירות תאכל. So she took from the fruit, ate, gave to her husband, and he ate. And he was purified himself too, to eat it right, only for the sake of sharing. They didn't want nothing to do with the tree, only for the sake of sharing. So, everything perfect. What they want from them. I was like, what happened? They did whatever we want to do for 6,000 years. They did it in 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, they got it, they do it. And now we're stuck here because of this. What's wrong? Let's understand it, Sarah Vashlak. Let's go deeper, Sarah Vashlak, if that was not deep enough. Sarah Vashlak, if you study Kabbalah, within the tree of knowledge, it was halal. Halal means empty space. Those of you study Tzimtzum and all this and that, halal is what, when the light left, or the vessel left the light, it created a vacuum. Okay, so within the tree of knowledge was halal, was that vacuum. So, what does that mean? If you remember, after the Tzimtzum, and this is a little Kabbalah, after the contraction, before, I will use that word, but it's not exactly like that. Before the light left the vessel, you couldn't see the different vessels that exist. All of a sudden, what revealed was Malchut, which is the strongest desire to receive, being revealed. Before that, the strongest desire was not revealed, because when all the vessel contain light, you don't see the differences between them. Once you remove the light from the vessel, now you see one vessel has strong desire, one has less desire. The one who has the strongest desire is Bchina Dalet, is 4 phase. So tell us, Rav Ashlag, where it was a Tzimtzum, and the light was not there, okay? And everything which is God-like come from the holiness, like it's saying in the Zohar of Kedoshim, all right? So the reason God say not to eat from the tree of knowledge, again, I'm reading slowly here to make sure I'm translating everything. כמו ששורשו וכל מערכת הקדושה, שבנפרדים מהסבך א', משום ששינוי הצורה שלהם, שהוא עניין הפירוט כלל. כדי גם מי נצטווה עליו, הוא זר להתחבר בו, כי יופרד מחמתו משורש הקדוש וימות, כמו עשית רחב והקליפות שהם המתים, שבת הפחתם ופרותם הקדושה. חיי החיים. God tell Adam about the tree of knowledge. The tree of knowledge is whatever happened after the Tzimtzum, it's like that middle point. We call it in Kabbalah middle point, or 4th phase, or the place where there is no more light. Again, you need to study just the basic of Kabbalah to understand what exactly happened with the vessel. And you need to understand that in the time of creation, in the moment of creation, basically the light want to share everything, but the vessel want to become like the light. For the vessel want to become like the light, or the container want to become like the light, so you push the light away. And now, when you are empty, then you know the differences between container. It's like people. You only know the difference between people when they're running on empty. When everybody has whatever they want in life, they look the same. Everybody's happy. But you take away from people everything, everybody's sad in a different way. Okay? So, that tree of knowledge has that emptiness in the level of illusion. And that emptiness is a revelation of the desire. When the revelation of the desire appear, what we call desire to receive, that was created by God. Why was the desire to receive created by God? Because God wanted to give. I want to give you a watch. I create a desire within you to receive a watch. I want to give you water. I create a desire within you to have a water. But once I remove my fulfillment, what are you staying with? The desire only. The desire to have water and you're still empty. The desire to have watch and you're still empty. The desire to have soulmate and you're still empty. The desire to be healthy and you're still empty. The desire to live longer and you're still empty. That's what left. So your desire is being revealed once the fulfiller, God, the light, the creator, back off. So now what exists? Only your desire. That creates a distance between the fulfiller to the one who's running on empty. Because now it's been revealed. Before that, when there is fulfillment and desire, and Hu Shmo Echad, He and His name are one, meaning they are in unity, you don't see the differences. But once you take the light out, now you see how far they are. That desire that was first holy turned into what we call in our daily language selfishness. Because now the engine in the human body, when you have desire for something, you don't think that I want only because I know God want to give. I want because I have desire. I want to eat because I'm hungry. I don't want to eat because I know God want to give me food. I don't want money because God want to give me money. I don't want soulmate because God want to give me soulmate. We already disconnect. All of us disconnect. We not connect to the fulfillment point of view. We connect to the lack point of view. And that itself is what we call in code tree of knowledge. So God commanded to Adam as God understand that it's not the time yet. Wait, it's not the time. And that's why I say you will die. It's not just physical death. You will die mean that you will disconnect from the holiness, from the light. And he continue. Omnam Satan, Samech Mem, the snake, angel of death, same name. The snake, it's all the same group. It's the same name for all of them. He went to Eve with a lie because he said you will never die. That's the only lie he said. You don't have to worry, you're not going to die. God didn't mean death, physical death. God mean disconnect. Because once you connect to the tree of knowledge that's still not been corrected, meaning it still connect to that container that has only a desire within it, but without fulfilling. Every other tree of the garden tree doesn't mean tree. Tree mean consciousness. Every tree of the garden was connected to the holy system. Holy system mean light, desire, fulfill. The tree of knowledge was connected to the fourth phase, which is the middle point, which is the strongest desire to receive. And we know if the snake will only tell lies, it will never work. And that's why he started with the truth. And he told us the purpose of creation. He never lied about it. He was right what he said. The purpose of creation of humanity is to make clarification and sifting of I don't want it and now I want it for the sake of sharing. So he didn't lie about that. And he was right. They only came here to fix tree of knowledge. So they can change this desire to receive for desire to share. And he even tell her God, entire purpose of the world was this tree. He wasn't lying about that. Because everything is for that moment. So the woman believed him, and he has a good moment with her. And so she was actually followed that rules because it was spirituality. ממילא שפרח הרע מעץ הרע, טוב ורע, שהארץ הדעת טוב, להיות שכל עניין הרע, ושם הוא רק מבחינת שינוי צורת קבלה לעצמו. שעבוד בא בו להטביע, אומנם בקבלה על מנת להשפיע, הרי הביאתו תכלית השלמות, שעשתה הייחוד הגדול כמו שראו להיות בסוף מעשה. So Eve actually did the tikkun of tree of knowledge. She fixed it. She fixed it because the entire tree of knowledge fix need to be that there is no bad in the desire. But the only time there is no bad in the desire is when you are making the desire only to fulfill the purpose of your creation, which means I don't want anything from this life, but I want everything from this life. Why? Because I know how much God want to give it to me. So it's a change in your mind. So you don't want 1 billion, you want 20 billion. Why? Because God want to give you 20 billion. So as much as you want, it no longer disconnect you from the light. That's what the snake tell her, that's what she did. אמנם זה הקדושה לעניין עדיין שלא בעונתו, שאתה לא יכול לעמוד בה, זולת באכילה אחת. He'd say, if she would have one bite, she would be okay. One bite. Why do you have two bites? Huh?
To check, to test.
One bite. Only one bite. One bite. You do the tikkun with one bite. I don't want net. Now, let me have it for the sake of sharing. I took it. Why have to take it again?
Because now she
One.
wanted it.
Huh?
Because now she wanted it.
Now the desire is coming from where?
Herself.
From the individual. The desire is no longer because I want to share with God. Is it not what we're all doing? Mm-hmm. Very nice. Our life looks like the second bite, whatever we do. We don't have a first bite. Everything we do is second bite. Do you want everything? You want to breathe now. Only because you don't want to, God want to keep you alive, or you want to breathe to stay alive? Question, huh? The only purpose of humanity is to reach to that level. That's the ultimate. Now you know why Moses had to go 40 days, no food, Mount Sinai, is to get to that level. What is that level? I don't want nothing. But you know what? Okay, let me have it. All day long. But first you gotta get empty. I don't want nothing. באכילה אחת, אבל לא באכילה הבט. ואסביר לך, let me explain to you, זה רב אשלג. אינו דומה המנזר עצמו מהטבע וטרם שטמא והוא גלבה, למנזר עצמו מהטבע אחר שטמא. So let me tell you, Rav Ashlag said, let's be honest. Somebody restricting food, or he doesn't say food, he said ta'ava. Ta'ava means lust. Somebody who is capable of holding himself from lust that he have, from lust that he never had, is different from a person who's capable to say no to himself for lust that he already have. Do you understand what I'm saying? For example, I never had lobster or shrimps. So if you tell me, Eliyahu, I can't believe how you overcome not eating lobster when people eat it in front of you. I say, I don't have lust for that because I don't even know how it tastes. Do you understand? But for people who ate lobster before and now they are capable of saying no, they reveal light every time they don't eat, right? That's the thing. Or people who are cheating, right? One of the mitzvot is not to have people who are married not to cheat, right? Not just for Jewish, for everybody. It's one of the 7 mitzvot of Bnei Noach. Everybody has to follow those rules. So when a person is about to do that, has to control the lust. Okay? So what happens if he did it one time? Normally, they will never stop. Normally. It's sick forever. So Rav Ashlag said, it's different first time or second time. בפעם אחת על תמיד ושל ככה שלי צריך לעבודה יתרה. If she would do the work after she did the second bite, but then the work is a tough work. It's possible to fix it. But first bite, easy to fix. Because the first bite, how much desire do you have for the first bite? 0 desire. So you're definitely doing it right. Second bite, it's no longer a pure desire, it's coming from your point of view. לפרוש בתעבוד עד שגומר העניין. So how do you fix if you are sick in a second last? You have to, it takes לאט לאט, meaning slowly. It doesn't happen right away. כן הדבר הזה להיות שהאישה עדיין לא טמאה מעץ הדעת. The woman didn't test yet for the tree of knowledge, so she was only sharing in the first bite. So that's why she could do only for the sake of sharing in beautiful holiness. But once she tested, then she started to develop a desire, a lust, a passion, and she couldn't let it go. Because she couldn't have any longer control. So she couldn't control herself anymore. Now she didn't want it. She forgot the rules, even what the snake taught her. And the snake knew, if he seduced her for that, she would never be able to do this tikkun. You know? והיינו שאמרו חז"ל שאכלו פגע, פירוש טרם בישולו. And what is it they say? That they ate the fruit a little bit too early. The tree of knowledge was supposed to be fixed eventually, but not now. They were not ready for it. They had to wait about 6 hours. So now we know why the tree of knowledge caused us to die, Because we disconnect ourselves from the holiness and we start connecting only to Gadlut Kabbalah, to the desire to receive for oneself alone, to a selfish desire, to a force which is me, 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 and myself. And then we disconnect from endless life. So this is the beginning of the evil. That's how evil begins. Let's understand it. So if this is how evil begins, we need to understand our life. Our true purpose in this life is truly for the sake of sharing. We should never get rid of the desire. We should always keep desiring more. But you always ask yourself, why do you want it? Some people want attention. Why do you want attention? Some people say they want compliment. Why do you want compliment? We lost track of what is our purpose in this life. Our purpose in this life is just to work on one thing after the second bite. Receive nothing. In fact, every time you receive more than you ask, you should start asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Is it maybe my Bchina Dalet, my fourth phase, my desire to receive, being awake, and that's why things start happening? Or I'm actually receiving it because it's to give pleasure to God to give it to me. You gotta ask it. You gotta see where you are. All day long. All day long. Whatever, people making children, people negotiate a business, all day long. All day long, all day long. I don't want it. Huh? Let me have it. Why not? I see that it can cause some pleasure, to some people. So why not? Why not? What is the purpose of evil? Evil is there to help you, to tell you the truth about what's going on here. But don't let the evil go all the way with you. Evil will tell you exactly what area the evil exists. So when the evil take you to the tree of knowledge, everybody has a tree of knowledge in their life. That's exactly where the most amount of light is, but that's exactly what the evil is. No human, till today, was able to correct this universe perfectly. Not Moses. Moses considered the highest human being ever lived on this planet. That's Moses. Till now, this is who it is. So if Moses reached to that level and he hit the rock, like we spoke last week, he hit the rock instead of talking to the rock, and that was the mistake. What is hitting the rock and talking to the rock is the tikkun of tree of knowledge, good and bad. That's actually the tikkun. The hitting the rock or talking to the rock has nothing to do with the rock. Or water come out, not come out. But because of that, they cannot go to the Eretz Israel, to Israel. Come on, God, give me a break. If you read the story, it say, take the staff in your hand and talk to the rock. So why you tell me to take the staff, right? It just gets the staff. What is the staff? Tree of knowledge, good and bad, the rock. You start getting into deep. You understand? So all the people, Noah, he never made it. None of those people ever make it perfectly. So he's telling you that the dark side, wherever you be tempting the most, that's the most amount of light for you. That's your area from the tree of knowledge where you fall. And that's where you want the most attention for your selfishness. Some people want to hear they will be treated nicely. Okay, you're supposed to be treated nicely. Why not? You're supposed to be asked for it to happen. But why? You're allowed to ask for everything, but why? Why do you want people to treat you nicely? Why? They gotta have a purpose with that. And the purpose cannot be, it's good for you. If God thinks that's the best thing for you, why not? But if God thinks the best thing for you right now is people not to treat you nicely, maybe that's what it is. Does that mean you should chase abuse? No, it's stupid. Abuse, people who like abuse, something's wrong. They need mental help. The one who causes abuse to others is not as sick as the one who's looking for abuse. You need to know that. The victim who are chasing abuse is way more sick than the abuser itself. Okay? Always. In psychology, they call it disassociate behavior. Disassociate behavior, the study, you Google it, is a woman who's been raped one time, usually go and been raped second time. That's psychology, that's not spirituality. Why? Because she get into territory area which is dangerous. She walk in, at night in the alley, 2 a.m. Weird. And when you ask her why, it's disassociate. She doesn't know why she did it to herself. So she bring on herself all the abuser. Why she bring all the abuser? Why is that? Well, that's a different disease. Okay? The abuser, he has other problem. The abuser has anger issue that they need to work on. He was abused by somebody else. He need to abuse other people. Okay, so it's a catch-22. But the evil, okay, is there to tell you something, a message. There is a story to be told. You take all the leaders in the world that ever destroy country, like, what is them, the one from Russia, who killed so many people, Stalin. He killed more than the German, right? He killed so many millions of people. Stalin or
50 million.
50
millions.
55
50.
Wow, I didn't know that number, my God. 50 million people, wow. I thought like 5, wow, 50 million, that's a lot of people. So we talk about Second World War, we talk about leader of country, we talk about doctors, we talk about Venezuela now. There is, you want to tell me that they have control? This is so stupid. So stupid even to think you're giving them so much credit. When somebody do evil, they have no control. It's like I was taken care of many years ago. I wasn't knowledgeable of psychology, of rehab, before I was studying that. So it was a lady and a guy that I love very much. I teach, and they live in New Jersey. And they invited me to do lecture, and a lot of people used to come. And the wife asked me if I can come earlier, because her husband suffering, is drinking too much. So really, it doesn't look like it. So, and he trusts me, he would only listen to me. So I arrived to the house, and before the people arrive, I say, is it true you drinking? He said, yeah, I'm not drinking. You teach me very well. Here, this is the bottle of drinking on the table. I'm now working on myself to say no to it. In a moment that I will feel ready, I'm going to take a drink. That's it. That's what I do. I do exactly. Look at his head. He was so smart. And now he explained to me, you know, he has a business in Manhattan. He lives in New Jersey. So I said, I take this trick. I said, do me a favor. I see your point. Take a little drink and then close the bottle, put it away. He realized he can. I said to him, why do you have to continue to drink? And I have to tell you, after that, when I work in a rehab is not the first drink is the problem, or the first joint, or the first cocaine. It's that they can't stop. And then when they drink, do you know that somebody who suffers from addiction don't taste the alcohol taste? They don't taste the different. For them, it's alcohol. You need to know. They take the bottle, they drink it. It's not like good wine or bad wine. It's all good. You understand? It's all good. It doesn't matter if it's scotch from 14 years ago or 2,000 years ago. It's all the same. Why? Because the addiction or the evil, the way it works, is take it all. But the holiness is my ability to stop. So wherever you cannot stop, that's where the light of your life exists. Question is, where is the dark came from? It's a tough question to answer. Tough question to answer. If there is only God, only endless, only good, what is this player doing in our movie? You know? It's like we picture beautiful God, people, this garden, and there is like a snake show. So we ask the snake, where you came from? Oh, I'm from a different story. You know? Sorry, let me go back to the other story. It's like it doesn't belong, right? What is it doing there? There's not like, I'm from a different movie. Sorry, wrong mistake, okay, get out. It don't belong to the story. It's funny, but it's not even belong. So it is belong. How is it work? And for this, you got to study the Kabbalah, the Talmud Sefirot. You have to study it until you understand. In the beginning of creation, it was He and His name are one, meaning light and vessel, unity, perfect. After that, when the Tzimtzum take place, the contraction, now the create of emptiness happened. Halal. Halal means vacuum. That vacuum that been created, create now a desire. It wasn't the original desire that was there because God want to give, now you have to receive. Now there is a desire alone by itself. That desire give birth to a selfish desire. That selfish desire give birth to the evil in the world. So all the evil in the world is based on one thing, desire. Selfish desire, yeah. But the original desire is pure, it's perfect. So when a person wants something, let's say somebody want to be the king, right? Stalin, he want to be the king of the world, right? He want to rule the world. Or Alexander the Great, he want to rule the world. But there is a test. Those people have to go to a test. Alexander went to a test, and he passed it very well, by the way. Alexander, when he met Rabbi Shimon, the high priest, Shimon HaTzadik, when he met him, I don't know if you know the story, he get off the horse, you should read it, it's on Google, and he bowed to him. And all his soldiers say, are you joking? This guy's old. We can kill him like in one sword. But whatever he did, everybody did. So everybody went down and bowed to Shimon HaTzadik, Shimon the righteous. So his head of the army took him aside and said, listen, are you sure you know what you're doing? Because people are looking, the army are looking. This one guy said, shh. Then he announced, say, listen, every time I go to war, I don't know if I'm going to win or not. So I say, Master of the world, help me to know if I'm in the right direction. Alexander the Great was spiritual after all, huh? And every time I see the face of this guy that I didn't know he was, I know which direction to go. Finally, I met this person physically. He wanted me to kill him. And then he shook Shimon HaTzadik and said, I will not destroy Jerusalem. And Shimon tell him, from now on, in the Jewish culture, we're going to name everybody after you. All firstborn boy will be Alex. So that's where, and I think there is the name Alexander or Alex. Because it doesn't make sense. How is Judaism the name Alex came from? From Alexander the Great. What am I trying to tell you by that? Everybody, whatever you're tempted to do, it's your purpose in life. But can you wait? And if you cannot wait, you're missing it. This is your purpose in life. Don't look at it like let's say somebody supposed to put a knife in the stomach of somebody else to kill. Or somebody can put a knife to operate. You either operate or kill. But it's still, knife and that person need to happen. When and how, that's up to you. Maybe next lifetime you'll be a surgeon and you're going to save their life. So there is no real mistake. There is the waiting part that the snake didn't teach Adam and Eve, and that's where they fell. What happened after that? In the golden calf, same thing. The 6 hours, they couldn't wait. And they created a god for themselves, and they danced and everything. That gold, made of gold, was actually talking. But what kind of gold they make? If you look at the Torah, they make something look like a bull, a Taurus, an egel, a calf. We know that there is 4 categories to your prey. One called in the morning lion. In the afternoon it's called bull or calf. In the night it's called eagle. And the 4th one is Adam, human, who prey. So it was in the evening when it took a place. They took something that looked a bull or a Taurus or a calf, which is look exactly like what we call Chayot HaKodesh, the holy animal or the holy creature. Again, evil is always close to the truth. Close. So they say, hey, this is the God that controlled the afternoon. They didn't say a mistake. It was the God that controlled the afternoon, but it wasn't the God. What Moses tried to bring them is the God. Eventually, they were supposed to pray through that thing, but only for the afternoon, not for the whole day. That's what they did mistake. So dark side come from desire. Every time you desire something, stop. 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 Am I being tricked? Why do I want it? Now, some people learn the tricks. What they do, they want to make sure everybody know that they have a desire, but they say no to it. So now they're announcing their restriction. How do you know that's not what Satan wants you to do? That people know that now you're restricting. That's a new trick, right? So maybe better to grab the chocolate, put it on your face so everybody see how piggy you are, right? And how greedy you are. It's better that they judge your ego and crush your snake than don't do it at all. So this work is never over, never. That's why you don't know what the other person is doing, what he's not. It's like one time when I was about 16 and a half, 17, my father gave me a great lesson about life. Money is not coming from me, If you want to get money, go find a job. So I find a job cleaning the street. I start cleaning the street. In the old days, we used to clean the street with a broom, you used to clean everything. So I worked for the city hall. That's what I did. It was okay money, but it's the only job I could have. Garbage, cleaning the garden, wherever they put me. So one time I'm sitting there and I see a religious guy, with the payers and everything, going to the store where there is cake and donuts, and he still take a cake and run and go away. I had nothing to do. I was so bored with my job, I chased him. I chased him actually because I have evil in me, and the evil in me say, maybe that's a new trick. Why my job is good, I can steal cake every day. Look how the snake work, right? I have to share this with you so you understand the snake is so good, like he manipulates. I chase him. In the end, I find out this guy doing it every morning, but he leave money behind him. Shame on me. Shame on me. I apologize, but I don't think he ever understood that I apologize because I scared him so bad. So bad. Tried to be a big shot. Anyway, so the desire that God created turned into the dark side. We turn it into the dark side. But the original desire that God created was for God to give us. How can he give us if we don't have desire to what he want to give us? We destroy it. That's called evil. And that's where angel of death exists, Satan, the evil side, everything is there. You're supposed to have pleasure. You're supposed to enjoy everything in this world. But why? Where is now what replacing the tree of knowledge? Where is the replacing of tree of knowledge? What is the strongest desire, Malchut? Where is it? Shabbat. You want to know where it is now? Shabbat. What are we doing every Shabbat? We're correcting the desire. I don't do this, I don't do this, I don't do this, I don't. Everything is I don't. But I do enjoy food. I do enjoy the wine. I do have a good time. The food has to be, the halakha, the Jewish law said, if the food is not tasty on Shabbat, do not eat it. You're not allowed to eat something that's not tasty. It's true. They give you 1,000 rules about it. You cannot do this. You cannot separate something from something. It's called borer. All kind of rules. Why? Because Shabbat is a fixing, how you fix it. For everybody in their own level. Now, the Gemara is the Talmud, say that one time the Tanaim was the people in the time of Rabbi Shimon and Rabbi Akiva, decided that they want to correct the tree of knowledge. So what they found out, what is the strongest desire in our universe? They found out there is only two desires in this world. Only two. Food and sex. We fix these two, we finish tikkun. Because people don't have other tikkunim. They don't. They found out the only tikkunim exists only in two levels. Food and sex. When people tell you, food and sex. Even drugs, what is drugs? It's food. What you get again, the injection, it's food. Or sex is what come out, or what you want to think, give out, or whatever it is. So Satan is sitting exactly in those two areas. Dancing between these two areas. Can you imagine? It used to be in time in the Rome, those two things used to be together. Food and sex, I'm sure there is places in the world that still exist. Food and sex together. Can you imagine? But nobody dared to write a sign like this here, right? Here we serve food and sex. Please come in, we have on the menu. Why? Because people, shame is way stronger engine than going after their desire. So the desire of the people in the time of Rome 2,000 years ago, they went for the desire, that strong desire. If they are capable to say no to their desire, they reveal more light than us. Because our desire, it's a joke. I mean, what most of the things you see on TV, the pharmaceutical, let me give you a pill for the man that it will last longer, something for the woman, last longer. Why those days they didn't sell those pills? Those days they want more and more and more. They didn't have a problem with that. Because our desire is shrinking with the years. Our desire is getting smaller and smaller. Most of the thing you see, it's not what to eat on advertising, is how to lose weight and how to stop eating. Are you aware of that? Everything is about people ashamed of their desire because people don't get desire. The desire itself is healthy. So the Gemara, the people in the Tanaim, it's written like that. So they stop sex and food desire. They have power, the Tanaim. They can switch it off. Pack. Problem was no eggs. Animals start dying. Human couldn't give birth. Then they realized, because nobody eat, nobody sex. So they realized that God put those two things with desire, because if God would not put desire in these two things, people will not procreate. The only way that people will continue, because the reason there is joy in sex is not for sex itself, it's through that you make children. There is joy in food, not because of the food, it's because through that you survive. So God had to put desire to receive in it, and selfish and klipot, so through that you can survive. It's a tricky thing, because those are the two things that kill people, and those are the two things that keep you alive. Just think about it, like how powerful it is. That's from the Talmud. And then the sages say, God created the evil side, like from the desire to receive, how it developed, and he created the Torah. The Torah he used the word spice against all the evil inclination. But he doesn't use the Torah become a cure, become spice. Baralo Torah tavlin. Why use the word spice? Just say, he created the evil, he created Torah, the Torah will kill it. No, spice. It's only a spice. Look at this. Because the evil itself needs to be converted. The evil itself needs to be transformed. It's not supposed to be eliminated. So the spice that called Torah, when you study Torah, what you're doing now, right now, when you study with me on Thursday, and soon deep meditation, what's happening to you, you start to transform the evil in you into a good thing. You're not supposed to get rid of your evil. You're not supposed to get rid of your selfishness. You're supposed to transform the selfishness into a true desire to the Creator. My friend, this is why there is evil in the world. People don't know what to do with it. When people tell me this guy is evil, say his desire is a joke. I always make fun of people. That's desire, a joke. People who try to be evil, I look at them, they have no desire. Alexander the Great wanted to control the world. I mean, he died, I don't know, when he was 30 or something, right? He was dying young. You have the Stalin or all those people, they're evil. But they have big evil goal, like, ugh. But truth of the matter is, even that is small. Small. I don't get it why Bill Gates and his wife stop working, and all what they got to do, move from city to city to teach people how to make money. That's it. New job until they die. That should be their job. They have private jet, flying from city to city to city, how to make money. Free. Can you imagine Pico? They come, they close Pico, they put, we are giving lecture to 2,000 people how to make money. The lecture will take 1 week. All what you got to do is to register. I will be there. You'll be there? Till we close it? Yalla. We invite him to talk. Right? But this is a desire. What happened? You think his desire is to make $70 billion? That's a joke. Even this is not desire. Those of you who met the Rav. What was the Rav goal? One goal. Immortality. Sounds like no big deal. If you live forever, then everything change. One thing change. Just think how your desire of evil that you have inside of you, if you still recognize it, is small. I had one man came to me, and he said to me, when I go to a party, he's a very good-looking man, tall, 6'2", black hair, green eyes, educated, rich, everything, like perfect creature, So he said to me, restriction of sex is difficult. And especially when I get the attention, I just can't. And I said to him, so how does it look like? He said, well, I walk to a party, there is always one girl will talk to me. And I said to him, from now on, you have to look if there is 10 girls talking to you. If it's not 10 girls, you didn't achieve your goal. I said, yo, you okay? What kind of advice is it? I pay you money for your coaching, is that what you're giving me? I said, yeah. No, I came here to you to stop it. From now on, until you don't reach 10 women in every time you go to a place, it's not working, you gotta go home. So he called me 1 month after, started laughing. Very smart guy. So you tricked me. So what did I trick you? You raised my level of desire up, and then these girls that give me attention, I don't even care because it looked too small. I said, yes, that's what I wanted to do. I raised your level of desire, so your selfish desire look stupid. That's it. Who teach me that lesson, actually? I want to tell you, somebody who teach me, even, may he rest in peace, it wasn't that spiritual, it was my father. My father teach me this lesson when I was young. A born boy, 3 girls, very spoiled, And my mother used to make, it's called quince. I don't know if you know that fruit. It's a hard fruit. It's called quince. My mother used to make a jam from quince. And most people don't know what it is, but there is something like that. It's a jam from quince. It's very hard to make. And a jar like that. And I loved it. I don't know if you ever tested. If you tested one time, you will be addicted. It's over. Everything else, look, nothing. No chocolate, no. So everybody used to get 2 pieces. I wanted 4. My mom, no. I said, yes, screaming. My father liked to read his paper. You have, this outlet. And he doesn't like noise. Silent in our house. So when you hear the paper like fold and somebody walk, no good news. You get scared, everybody get quiet. Like how is this going to end? So my father said to my mom, can I get involved? And I'm like, wait, my body starts shaking. My mom get out of the kitchen. Everybody move away. I'm alone in the kitchen. And my father told me that story. I was too young. She said, what happened? I said, well, she gave me 2, but I'm hungry. I want 4. I said, you know what? I make a deal with you. Forget 2 or 4. I'm giving you the whole jars is yours. I said, really? I said, yes. I'm hugging the jar. But I tell you another condition. You're not going to get off the table until you finish the whole jar. I was happy in the beginning, but I ate the second, the third, by the 4th. I couldn't, it's big. And I was too young. I said, I can't finish it. And I started crying. My father described it. He and my mother are in the corner laughing, while me looking at the jar and I'm crying that I cannot finish it. The idea, when you raise the level of desire, your sin looks stupid. Your selfishness looks stupid. That's how you win the snake. You don't win the snake by fighting. You have no chance. I have to tell you, no chance. You're going to lose every time. Because snake is more experienced than you. But you say to the snake, that's it? That's what you give me? That's what you give me? To rob a bank for $100 million? That's what I came here to do? Make sure that the bank has at least $5 billion. Then we can talk, we can have a conversation. You will see how slowly, all the negativity start leaving. Because you're challenging the snake. When you challenge the snake starts to become your servant. And then the snake starts working for you. The evil starts working for you. You go to the guy from Venezuela, whatever his name, Chavez or the other one. Maduro, that's his name. You know what Maduro mean? In the old Hebrew? Fire, a flame of fire. The poor guy, he has a bag under his eyes, doesn't sleep, kidney control. Oh my God. So you tell him, I see that God want to give you Colombia, Panama, and Mexico too. Why only Venezuela? What's wrong with you? Why you focus on one country? When you tell an evil person that, then that area looks stupid. They look like, it's almost like a monkey, either in India, I think. When they want to capture a monkey, they put a vase with banana inside. And the monkey go into the vase and hold the banana. Now the problem with the monkey, they don't let go of the banana. So what they do, they come and capture and put it into the cage. If the monkey just let go of the banana from the vase, he can run away, because he cannot run with the vase. You understand? He can't jump, cannot do anything. Stupid. When a person is holding into a banana, which is a selfish desire, show him that there is way more banana here. So then this banana, you can let go of that. But until you're not getting to that level of understanding how big picture it is, you're missing it. Last thing, how does evil manifest itself in our time? In our time, evil manifests itself to something called klipot. Klipot means shells. Shells is the leftover from the evil side. Now those shells living inside our soul, and they are the driving desire. So human have 2 types of desire. Desire of the soul and desire of the klipot. Sometimes the soul wants something, sometimes the klipot wants something. You have to recognize. How you recognize who is who? When you are able to say no. You have to ask yourself, can I say no to it? If I cannot say no to it, that's the klipot. If I can say no to it, maybe it's a soul, maybe. Okay? So for example, used to be a rabbi, and in the morning, he had a hard time to wake up, and then his wife saw him jump right away out. So what happened? Say if the klipa woke up 5 minutes before me, maybe I should wake up also fast as the klipa. So just remember, This is why evil is in the world. This is how we need to overcome. Yes, question. This.
Oh, me? Yeah. So how do we raise the desire? Because in both instances, your story with your dad and the tall guy, other forces gave the lesson to
Yeah.
How do you raise it on your own? Or does somebody have to give it to you?
Either you choose a coach like me, or either you do it on your own. Meaning that you are telling yourself, is this enough for me? Is this selfish behavior enough for me? Because after all, if we talk about sexuality or food, after a person has sex, is not hungry for sex. After a person has food, is not hungry for food. So they get satiated. That satiated means that the desire itself is a joke. It's a ridiculous. So always remember yourself after you received the thing, how you felt. You felt empty. You felt like, okay, I received it. That's it. That's it. So reach a higher goal. It's got to be more to this than just a bite of food or a little sex. It's got to be more to life. So how can I just chase this stupid little desire to receive that the snake is telling me? We are not even in the level of snake. The snake is not even considered as a potential target because our desire is a little bit too small. You know, the people that you look at our target is a ruler of a country, people who kill people. That's like, it can make more mass, you know? But it's still a small desire. Small desire. You know, it's like people get convinced that if they explode their body, they will have 72 virgins waiting for them in heaven, right? Somebody sent me a picture that they saw women falling from the sky. My friend sent me a picture. I said, what is those women who fell from the sky? He said they heard a lot of people are coming, so they left. It's a terrible joke somebody said to me today. But the idea, it's cute, right? The idea is, it's not their fault, is they make people desire too small. And that's why they're ready to do evil. The way you fix evil is always show the person that there is more. Their face changes. The best thing. Last night, before I finish, I met a psychiatrist who works in a prison in, what do you call it, full security? Master security? What do you call it? Maximum security. So she told me some story, my God. So I said to her, I happen to work with prisoner, but not maximum security, like more business or different type, you know, what do you call it, white collar. You know, business people, they have like, it's a camp, it's a very nice place. They have good food, good bed. Seriously, they're not suffering that much. They even can run away, by the way. And she said, no, it doesn't work like that there. She said, so I'm bad. He said, it's the worst. Those people are for life. So, oh my God. So, and I talked to her about that desire thing. And she said, when they see how much more they can have, they start becoming sad because they realize it's stupid for that 5 minutes of temptation. They sold everything that they can have later. But that 5 minutes of temptation was too small. All the crime are too small. Remember, all crime are always too small. That's how the evil tricked us. It doesn't give us a good deal. It gives us always less than what we meant to have. That's why it's called sin. What is the sin? That God want to give you 100, the dark side want to give you 5, and you go for the 5. Because at that moment, you're running on empty. So what first happened? First, the evil makes sure your life will be terrible, and then he give you 5. Now that 5 feel like 200. You understand? So first your life will go down, and then you get an offer. So, bless you. All the cheating that people did, all the problem people did, all the stealing happen when a person is down. Guys, we gotta go. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.